Today's episode will be on life after retirement. Each week we'll have a different general concept, but the theme will always be associated with concerns that you might have or know people who may be experiencing the various aspects of what retirement can bring. And hopefully you'll get some nice resources through this series. So the first topic that I want to go through in today's episode is how do we adjust to the new life? So we've all had various events in our life, chapters, if you will, where we go through one step or one change. We might move, we might get a new job, high school to college, maybe college to work or college to graduate school, family, children, maybe pet owning, and then, retirement. So each of those chapters, when one chapter closes, if you will, a new chapter opens. And that new chapter is sort of a new life. It's still obviously your interests and your personhood, but it can help some to look at it sort of as a new phase, if you will. There are common challenges that are associated with this phase. One of the most common is switching from work to relaxation mode. So when we're in the working stage of our lives, we have a pretty set structured day, if you will. Whatever the job is or whatever the work is, until that work changes again, where we create for ourselves something that hopefully has worked. We get up at a certain time, we drive or commute or work remotely, we do our day, then we have our after work activities, if you will. Most people work full days. Some people obviously work part-time. But even if part-time, there's still an adjustment that's associated with retirement. So when we are retired, that structure is no longer there anymore. We are no longer working. And so we not only lose the day-to-day routine, we may also lose that sense of identity or purpose in terms of waking up and going to work. And switching from the work mode to the relaxation mode can cause some distress, because then we're not really sure what to do with our days. And so learning strategies and having activities that are more relaxing can be helpful. People relax in all different ways. You just have to, sort of like finding a job, you may have to go in several interviews to find the job that best suits you. You may have to try several different relaxation tools or modalities in order to find what works for you. So it could be drinking a cup of tea on the patio, looking at the sunrise, listening to music, going for a walk. Maybe you like to spend the morning at the beach, reading a newspaper, etc. So learning how to let go of that work mentality in order to bring about your newer routine of relaxation. And that takes time and practice. As you're going about finding what relaxes you, that can become your new routine. So rather than waking up and going to work, you might wake up, go to the gym, go to the senior center, go to the beach, play cards, watch a certain television program that you like, etc. And the more you do that, the more that will then become your routine. And that can help you adapt to your new life after retirement. One associated feeling with this is feeling isolated. So during the work phase of our life, most of us are surrounded by colleagues and bosses. Some may have subordinates, superiors, etc. And when we retire, we don't have that sense of camaraderie or socialization. So it is important to begin to tap into other domains where you can find socialization. Understandably, we're still in the midst of a pandemic, but hopefully that will not be, your social life won't be limited for too much longer in the future, where you might be able to go to the clubhouse or a meetup group, or going for a walk, or going to the gym, or engaging in a group activity, doing something that others that you enjoy, where others are also doing the same activity, can breed new relationships. Another challenge, if you will, for many is to embrace the change. Most people don't like change. I don't really like change. Kind of throws me. We have an adjustment period to go through. So one of the key ways to adjust and adapt to your new life is to embrace the change rather than fight it or succumb to the emotions. Let it invigorate you to try new things, redefining who you are, essentially. Obviously, the values and your morals are going to carry you from the work phase to the retirement phase. But this does afford you an opportunity to redefine who you are in your elder years, new activities, setting new goals. Maybe you want to learn, I used to use this analogy a lot, to grow a garden or painting, but learning how to embrace the newness and the change can certainly facilitate a well-adjusted retirement. If you're still struggling with this, therapy is always an option. Speaking to a counselor, a trained professional, a mental health professional, can help you work through and process your emotions and help you adjust to retirement. Additionally, two other points I want to hit upon is under the umbrella of redefining your identity is finding a new purpose or meaning. So as I used at the start of the talk, the work phase and then the retirement phase, during our work, we had meaning or our purpose. During retirement, it's sort of a clean slate, and it's going to be up to you to begin to take steps to finding a new purpose and meaning, whatever that is. New hobbies or interests. Maybe you didn't know you like bird watching, but you go to the park one day, you sit on a bench, and you start looking at a bird. And then you go home, you look on the internet what kind of bird that was, etc. That's how you facilitate new hobbies. Maybe it's building things, or arts and crafts, or, like I mentioned earlier, a garden. But that gives you new meaning and purpose to your day. Some people might choose to still maintain part-time work, and that's certainly, a common aspect of retirement. Not everybody is fully retired immediately or even ever. Some people enjoy part-time work, and that's certainly something that you can still engage in if you're interested or need to. And it doesn't have to necessarily be in your past work area. It can be something else that might pique your interest as well. Volunteering is also a great way to spend your time and give back to the community. It's also a good way to make a routine for yourself. So finding something that you enjoy working with, maybe it's Meals on Wheels, or animals, or working in a senior center, etc. That also gives you an opportunity to meet other people, puts you in a social setting. So you're tackling two obstacles with one endeavor. Some people enjoy playing cards, other people enjoy getting a fur baby or a pet. So really think about and reframe your thoughts into, this is an opportunity to find new meaning in your life. Maybe you want to adopt a pet or try a card game. The options are endless, and it's really up to you to take advantage of this time. Lastly, I want to touch upon looking after your health. So working for a medical center, we have to always acknowledge and also emphasize the importance of health. Your physical health does play a role in your emotional health. Both feed off of each other. So looking after your overall health is important. In particular, though, looking after your medical health and your physical health is super crucial during this time. Life after we retire implies that we're not spring chickens anymore. So we may not heal as fast, or we may get sicker quicker. So make sure you're seeing your doctor routinely and keeping your medical appointments. There are doctors that are continuing to provide telehealth services for those who have trouble with transportation, or for one reason or another prefer to remain quarantined. Just make sure you're keeping those, and ask if you're not comfortable going into an office. Ask what the office's procedures are for COVID-19. Make sure you're getting proper sleep, eating balanced meals, exercising once cleared by your doctor, light exercising, walking, maybe swimming. Engaging in challenging brain activities. Similar to other muscles, the brain is a muscle, and if we don't use it and exercise it and train it every day, it can deteriorate faster. So especially during our later years, we want to engage in mind puzzles and games, solitaire, bridge, canasta, whatever is your fancy. If you're not interested in those kinds of games, find activities that you do like. Maybe building Legos. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it can keep your mind occupied to follow a pattern and build something. Adult coloring books, or even child coloring books. So really take your health seriously, particularly during this time. Let me see, that concludes all of the aspects I wanted to talk about today. I hope you found the foundational episode helpful in terms of adjusting to life after retirement. Next week, we'll be talking a bit heavier about certain emotions and psychological health regarding how people might feel after retirement. If you do have any questions or concerns, you can feel free to call Amicus. I believe the phone number is going to be listed on the slide. And again, I'm Dr. Lazarus. If you do have any questions, you can feel free and ask for me to set up an appointment. I do wish you all a great week, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, folks.